Knowing what Jimmy Kimmel is going to say, that he will continue to, as many late night show hosts do, criticize whoever is in the Oval Office. Jimmy Kimmel showed no signs of softening his criticism, softening his attacks. And what ABC and Sinclair are showing is that they're comfortable with what he's saying.
Sinclair also mentioned they're in ongoing and constructive discussions with ABC. Kimmel had a record-breaking ratings return on Tuesday following his suspension September 17th. His return episode averaging a massive 6.26 million viewers, according to Nielsen ratings, 3 times greater than his average episode. The comedian thanked President Trump for that spike in viewership. Earlier this week, the president blasted Kimmel's broadcast return, calling his content Democrat garbage. Trump writing on Truth Social, "I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. He is yet another arm of the DNC. And to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution."
What we're seeing is ABC and affiliates making their own decisions as to what they think is appropriate. And of course, we can't ignore the public pressure campaign, all of the people who are canceling subscriptions and making their views known, really voting with their pocketbooks.
Nexstar said in its statement, in part, "We have had discussions with executives at the Walt Disney Company and appreciate their constructive approach to addressing our concerns." They added that any decisions throughout this process were made independent of any external influence from government agencies or individuals. Nexstar had recently announced it had entered into an agreement to acquire rival broadcast company Tegna for $6.2 billion. The merger requires FCC approval. Sinclair also mentioned the show airing tonight on its ABC affiliates will be the September 16th airing. It's a rerun from Tuesday's show when Kimmel returned after his temporary suspension. That's the very latest in the newsroom. I'm Corinne Winter. We'll send it back to you now in the studio.
New details are emerging this afternoon about the gruesome murder of a Scottish woman who was trying to follow her American dream here in Southern California. The mutilated body of June Bunyan was discovered in her Los Feliz apartment 2 weeks ago.
Her husband has been charged with her murder, and now her family wants her brought back to Scotland. KTLA's Annie Rose Ramos joins us live from Los Feliz with more details. Hi, Annie Rose.
John, Sam, we've been speaking to June Bunyan's neighbors all day long here at her Los Feliz apartment, and they are understandably devastated, not just by the loss of their friend, but because of the way she was so brutally murdered, all allegedly at the hands of her husband.
June was loved by so many people, and she didn't deserve the way that she was disrespected, and she deserves dignity in death.
Neighbors reacting to the death of 37-year-old June Bunyan, who was found dead inside her apartment earlier this month.
I saw her being carried out in multiple body bags, and the first body bag that came down, I was watching it and texting my other neighbor, and I said, "That's not all of her." I said, "That is not big enough to be her," and it was only one person carrying the bag. And you would need 2 people to carry a body, and then came another bag. And that's when I knew that she was not in one piece.
Authorities arresting 25-year-old Jonathan Renteria, charging him with the murder and mutilation of Bunyan's body.
She was trying to leave, and that's when women of domestic abuse are at the greatest risk for harm. And that's when he killed her.
Bunyan is originally from Scotland. Her neighbor and friend Arielle Miller telling us she met Jonathan online.
But they did meet on Twitter, and then she came here for her law studies, but also to be with him. They got married shortly after she moved in here.
The two marrying, and a few months ago had a baby girl.
When she got pregnant, I distinctly remember her telling me that he said to her, "Well, now I'm not going to have my muscle mama anymore," implying that she was going to get large.
Arielle sharing these messages between her and June from the past year. June allegedly writing, "I'm deeply unhappy," saying, quote, "The further I go into this marriage, the less I feel I can depend on him. I've never seen him so nasty before."
She told you she was prepared to leave him throughout.
Numerous times she had said she was preparing to leave.
About 2 weeks ago, deputies in Ventura County responded to a 911 call at a hotel there, where sources say Renteria had tried to commit suicide inside his room. A note left behind saying he killed his wife, prompting the LAPD to conduct a welfare check at Bunyan's apartment. But the neighbors telling us they had been smelling something foul for days.
When I got home that day, I smelled something. Yes, it was smelling.
Very strong, even after her body had been removed.
A GoFundMe page now set up by loved ones raising money to help bring June Bunyan's body home from the U.S. to the U.K., with neighbors here mourning her loss.
All of us, we were devastated because it's not because just she's gone. It's just because she was the sweetest. She was the sweetest.
Now, if you're asking about June's baby, neighbors tell us it is a 2-month-old baby girl. And while authorities are not telling us where that baby is right now, neighbors say they asked detectives who say that the baby is okay. Now, as far as Renteria goes, he is currently pleading not guilty to all of the charges he now faces and is being held on $4 million bail. Sam?
Annie Rose, thank you. Former FBI Director James Comey is expected to turn himself in to federal authorities today following an indictment by a federal grand jury. Now the president says more of his perceived political foes may face charges. Last weekend, he called on his attorney general to prosecute James Comey, along with our California Senator Adam Schiff and New York Attorney General Letitia James.
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt.
President Trump says he hopes more people are indicted, along with former FBI Director James Comey. He argues they weaponized the Justice Department and denies he's seeking retribution.
It's about justice, really. It's not revenge. It's about justice. It's also about the fact that you can't let this go on.
Comey faces charges of making false statements to Congress and obstruction of a congressional proceeding. According to the indictment, the charges stem from a September 2020 appearance before a Senate panel discussing the FBI's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. Comey says he did nothing wrong.
I'm innocent, so let's have a trial.
These charges are going to be dismissed. James Comey will win in court.
House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries argues the prosecution of Comey is not within the rule of law.
Donald Trump and the administration continues to weaponize the Department of Justice.
FBI Director Kash Patel is pushing back on claims of politicization of the Justice Department, saying in part, career FBI agents, intel analysts, and staff led the investigation into Comey and others. They called the balls and strikes and will continue to do so.
Many legal experts say perjury is difficult to prove, so if he is convicted, Comey could face up to 5 years in prison for each count in the indictment. Arraignment, John, set already for October 9th. That'll be in Virginia.
All right, more still to come, and more coming up here on the News at 4.
Kai Goldberg has your forecast. Hey, Kai.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Friday. We've got a